This is a video that I've been avoiding to make for quite some time, mainly because this happens every year. It happens every summer. This was a particular situation that really got under my skin. It just, no pun intended, it made my blood boil. I just had to vent my frustrations about this. And maybe you may feel this way, you may share my pain or my, my frustration on this too, because today we need to talk about a family that lost their 4-month-old daughter to extreme weather conditions on an outing during 4th of July. During the time they were on an outing, temperatures was reaching 120 degrees. I don't understand why a 4-month-old baby is even outside in these kind of temperatures to begin with. It really, again, it just makes my blood boil. It just gets under my skin that parents out there exist. There are parents out there that are still leaving kids in their car. There are parents that are still, exposing their babies to extreme weather conditions, especially when said weather conditions are exceeding the triple digits at that. We have an article here and we're going to break it down, but let me just get through this before I really start rambling and ranting, because this was something that really got me upset. So the article kicks off here by saying that a 4-month-old baby girl has died after being exposed to searing temperatures during a July 4th weekend outing on an Arizona lake, authorities said. The infant, identified by relatives as Tana, has been out on a boat on Lake Havasu with her parents when she suddenly fell ill and lost consciousness last Friday evening. The little girl's family performed CPR on her until first responders were able to rush her to Lake Havasu Regional Medical Center. Now, I don't really need to explain much here, because the moment you read 4-month-old baby, you knew there was something wrong with this. You think to yourself, why do you have a 4-month-old child, or not even a child at that point, a baby, a 4-month-old baby, out in these weather conditions, triple digits at that? I don't even think a baby should even be allowed to be outside in any of those conditions. And alas, the family is going to perform CPR on the baby. Of course, they're going to do what they can to revive their daughter. I will definitely give them that. Of course, they're going to do everything they can. But I don't understand why you would even put yourself in that position to begin with. Moving on from everything else, the family was performing a CPR and they had to take the Tana to a nearby medical facility, like a medical center near the lake, and they done everything that they could, and to no avail. They couldn't revive Tana, so then they had to airlift Tana and bring her to a general hospital, or the closest general hospital they could find, so because they have more resources, of course. And even then they couldn't revive Tana, so she was just dead. There was really nothing they could do. So the mother was on social media when they stated, "We are beyond devastated, heartbroken, and there are just no words," her grief-stricken mother, Tanya, penned in a harrowing Facebook post. "I will never understand why you had to leave us. You were just too perfect. I love you endlessly, and I will look for you everywhere, Angel." You know what I don't understand? I don't understand how you're even a parent. I don't understand your thought process behind bringing a 4-month-old child out to 120-degree weather. I don't understand how you're not even criminally charged at this point right now. I think there's a lot of things that not only you don't understand, but we from the outside looking in don't understand at all. As a parent, you should know better than anybody else that you are not to take your child outside in extreme weather conditions like this. You hear it in the news all the time. You probably read it like in parent blogs and articles. And plus, let's be honest here, there's a little bit of common sense involved when it comes to these things. Why are we subjecting children that are no more than 12 months old into these kinds of extreme conditions? Like, the math ain't mathing at all. There is absolutely no reason why Tana should not be with us today. This death could have been prevented. And you put her in that position, and now she's gone. And we're gonna sit here and just plead ignorance on this whole matter and think that she just died, just randomly. No one could have foreseen this. Now, I did have someone tell me that the reason they're probably saying it like this is for legal reasons, because if they were to say anything outside that script here, then it would imply that they knew what they were doing was wrong, and they would be held under legal consequences, or they would be held in legal trouble if they knew. So it's better to say that they don't know what happened, or this was just a sudden unfortunate event that Tana would just pass away the way that she did. I think that was pretty plausible, but even if that was the case, there's something I want to read to you here, and you let me know what you think, because this is something that I think would counter the argument of, well, maybe they're saying it like this because they're trying to avoid any legal consequences. So I just went to parents.com, and they had this section here that says, what temperature is too hot for babies? And it reads, once the temperature gets over 80 degrees, the body has a harder time cooling off. And this is true especially for babies. The American Academy of Pediatrics, known as the AAP, suggests parents avoid taking babies outside for long periods of time if the heat index is greater than 90 degrees Fahrenheit. Jan Montag, director of pediatrics at Good Samaritan Hospital in Suffern, New York, however, says parents should avoid the heat as much as possible. It is not okay to take a newborn or any infant outside when it's very hot, over 80 degrees or so. Babies cannot sweat, which is your body's way of cooling itself off, so they can often suffer heat stroke much quicker than an older child or adult. Plus, babies can get dehydrated faster too. Heat rash is also a concern. You brought a baby out at triple-digit temperatures, and you're not even supposed to bring your newborn out above 80 degrees. You brought your child out at 100 degrees Fahrenheit and then some, and you're sitting there like, I don't understand why my child had to leave. This is so unfortunate. Oh my God, how could this be? Oh no! It is baffling that we see headlines and we watch the news and we read articles like this every summer where there is a parent that puts a baby or a young child in these sort of conditions, and a child dies or they're miraculously saved before, they succumb to like extreme heat, and parents are just acting so surprised, like as if like, oh, I didn't know I wasn't allowed to leave my child in there. Like I left the water bottle in there. It pisses me off so much that we are still here in society where parents are still leaving their kids inside cars only to get cooked inside an iron coffin. And speaking of coffin, let's talk about this real quick. So this was a photo that they dropped on their Facebook post showing that they're grieving for their child. And let me just say this, parents are allowed to grieve for their kids. Whether they're guilty of something or not, parents should grieve for their kids, whatever. It is what it is. But just to post this up on social media for the sake of like sympathy points, when you literally brought your child out in extreme weather conditions, especially at 120 degrees, that you would expect a 4-month-old baby to even, withstand, is bonkers. You have so much balls to even post something like that and expect sympathy points. And the craziest part is it actually worked, because if you look at this picture here, they actually have a GoFundMe that ended just 2 days ago, and they raised nearly $50,000 on their GoFundMe after the loss of their daughter. It is literally insane that you have random strangers that are giving these parents money. We're just giving them $5, $25, $50. I looked at the donors list, mind you, and there were people that were donating $500, $1,000 at that. And I'm just sitting here just baffled by this, that people have so much sympathy for these parents that they're willing to donate so much money to them. Let me just dial this back before I wall out for a minute. I think, or I should say not think, I know that Tana deserves a proper burial. She deserves a proper funeral. If this money goes strictly to her funeral, I'm all for it. I don't care. My thing is that these parents are literally just opening this fundraiser, or maybe it's not them that opened the fundraiser, maybe it's just somebody else. I still think there is honestly something wrong with the fact that these parents are getting this kind of money. And it's not like people don't know what they did that was wrong. We know what they did, but yet people have so much sympathy and empathy for this family because, you know, the loss of a child is definitely tragic. I mean, of course, that's not the natural order of things. Your parents are supposed to be the ones that go, and then you follow right after. And for your child to just die before you do, it's a very tragic thing. It's a traumatic experience. No parent should ever have to bury their child. But at the same time, to even ask for money after the fact that you put your child in a dangerous scenario is just mind-boggling to me. And I'm just gonna read to you the little bio that they have going on here because I just think it's absolutely crazy that they typed this. So, Tana, our real-life angel, became an angel in heaven. We are beyond devastated, heartbroken. There are just no words. July 5th, 2024, the Robluskis, I'm sorry if I butchered this last name wrong, experienced the unthinkable, enjoying a family day on a lake turned into the most unimaginable day of their lives. Tana lost consciousness and they immediately started CPR. Lake Havasu City Fire Department quickly arrived to take over life-saving procedures. Tana was rushed to Havasu Regional Medical Center where they continued to work on her to get a pulse. She was then airlifted to Phoenix Children's Hospital where they did everything in their power to revive her, but God had other plans. It took Tana to heaven that night. Our precious baby girl gave us her last smiles and we gave her our last kisses. We will never understand why you had to leave so soon. You were just too perfect. The Robluskis are surrounded by so much support, love, family, and friends. You would never expect the unthinkable to happen and have a plan of funeral for your sweet baby girl at a shy age of 4 months old. All of your love, thoughts, and prayers are truly appreciated as they're going through the most difficult, unimaginable time of their lives. Also, I do want to point out that the choice of words between the GoFundMe and what the mother said in the previous article that I just read to you guys, it's very consistent. Like I mentioned before with the mother, she said, it's unfortunate that, to paraphrase, it's unfortunate that you had to leave us so soon. And then you have this GoFundMe page that's saying almost the exact same thing. Like, oh, it's such a shame that you had to leave us. It's very interesting to point out because again someone told this to me, there might be some legal stuff going on behind the scenes and they're choosing these words carefully because saying this implies that there could have been other reasons as to why Tana died, and as of right now they are under investigation. Right now the police are still trying to figure out how Tana came to this situation and died, and you have a medical examiner that's looking into the cause of death for Tana. So this is the family's way of just, you know, shutting the fuck up and just keep it short and sweet. And until the medical examiner says, hey, it turns out Tana died due to heat related, you know, issues and everything, and let's say that leaves an open ground for the family or the parents to be convicted of the death of Tana, then they can address it accordingly. They're playing about it probably the legal way. Just shut up, grieve for your child, and let the ball roll. Again, this family won't be the first. They won't be the last. It is absolutely criminal, and these parents should be held accountable. And that's really all I have to say. Only because, again, this happens way too often, and it really gets me upset when these instances happen. Other than that, hopefully you guys are enjoying my videos. I don't really talk to y'all much about this, but I really hope you guys are enjoying my videos. I see you guys comment. I see you guys watch my videos. I see y'all subscribe. I'm looking at numbers every day, and I really appreciate you. So, I mean, Am I having fun making these videos? Absolutely. I love to share these stories with y'all. Do you guys like these videos? Shoot me a subscribe. Drop a comment. Give me a thumbs up. Show some support. I really appreciate y'all. It definitely goes a long way. And until then, I'll see you guys later. Peace.